Hi, my name is Carson Braddy, and this is my tribute speech video. So, for my tribute speech, I will be giving tribute to Marcus Rashford, MBE Marcus Rashford, the England international and Manchester United forward, who has been playing soccer or football since he was 7 years old. He was born in 1997. He currently wears the number 10 for the Manchester United first team. He burst onto the scene in Manchester United and made his first team debut in 2016. At the time, he was 18 years old, but he had been playing for the Manchester United youth systems since he was about 7 years old. So he has been a part of and in Manchester United for about all of his life. In 1997, he was born in a relatively small family, two siblings, with a single mother who was a part of the working class. She had to work multiple jobs to ensure she was able to put food on the table and give her children what they needed to have in their lives. Some days, because they struggled so much with money and being able to get food on the table, she would skip entire meals. She would skip days of eating just so that her kids could eat in her place and she could afford to get that food to give to them. So he comes from a background of hard work, sacrifice, and a lot of that has come up with him as he was raised, and he brought those ideals and his values with him to the world of football. So he's been playing the same position as a forward at Manchester United. His debut in 2016, he started in the Europa League. He started by scoring 2 goals against the European opponent. Then 2 days after that, he started for the first time ever on the Manchester United first team, where he also scored 2 goals. So he exploded onto the scene at 18, to massive appraisal. He was the next big thing, especially for such a massive club like Manchester United. Shortly after that, he made his debut for the England national team, and he's been a mainstay on both of those ever since. So not only would I like to give tribute to his amazing work and effort on the pitch, I would like to talk about how much he's done and how amazing of a person he has been off the pitch. So, because of his background, his struggles with food, his mother's struggles working so hard, working multiple jobs, skipping meals to make sure he and his siblings could eat. When the pandemic hit, he realized there were a lot of kids who would be just like him in his younger years who would struggle to be able to get food on the table because they take advantage of government policies in place that allow them to eat free meals from their schools. The pandemic, schools were shutting down. They didn't have a guarantee that they would have a meal every single day. And he stepped up to stop that. He raised and spent $20 million in the year of 2020, which is 125% of his net worth. He spent more money in that year on his charity and his work towards children who needed it for the food. He spent more than he made in that entire year. He led the UK in top 10 donors by far, spending more of his net worth than any of the other donors in all of the UK. He is the youngest ever person to top the Sunday Times at the age of 23, younger than anyone else. He received an honorary doctorate from the University of Manchester. He also received an MBE, which in England stands for the Member of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. There are 3 British Empire awards, the MBE being the lowest of the 3, and then an OBE and a CBE. He started and created the #EndChildFoodPoverty donation website and movement that he himself has been leading throughout the past 2 years. 4.3 million kids were living in poverty before COVID in the UK. That's 9 out of 30. 9 out of 30 kids were living in poverty. 2.5 million kids experienced food insecurity between February and July of 2021. And 1 million living in poverty were not eligible for free school meals. He convinced the government to change legislation, and he changed more policies within the government to ensure that kids were able to eat and put food on the table. The sources that I quoted today were from ESPN, the Gazette, Routers, and InChildFoodPoverty.org from Marcus Rashford himself. Thank you.